Good morning. You can tell I'm not on the front porch this morning. It's not, here, let me see if I can do this. It's not Friday morning. Thank y'all for the ones who asked about where is the Front Porch Friday video. Thanksgiving week, I was just busy. My daughter came for Thanksgiving and we did a little bit of deer hunting. She's not, 17-year-old girls are not usually that into deer hunting, and this morning's 28. Yesterday morning it was like 30. She didn't want none of that 30-degree weather yesterday morning at 5:30. So we didn't go yesterday morning. Went in the afternoon and stuff. We had a pretty good time. Didn't kill. I killed a deer last Sunday morning. So it's been aging on ice. So she's I had to take her back yesterday. So it's just kind of busy. I got a lot going on. Our fall winter has been very mild. Still heating the cabin with the little buddy heater here. Goes through quite a bit of propane if I have to run it all the time. If I have to run it through the night, I can get about 4 days before I have new propane, 3 to 4 days. That gets pricey. So anyway, I struggled with a subject for this week. I had several things. I don't really want to go to politics again, although we'll have to. So as you can see, it's not the front porch, it's inside the cabin. I've been doing some inside things. So anyway, I need to get that diesel air heater hooked up. I think I'm going to do that today. Next week, we're supposed to have some lows down in mid to low 20s, highs in 30s, so it's going to get pretty cold. I've been putting it off. I need to get it done today. But anyway, we're halfway through our gun season, like I said, and I thought, hey, let's talk about guns. I like guns. I like pretty much all kinds of guns. But the thing I'm noticing, I've always been a nostalgia freak. I like older. I've always liked older guns, like new guns too. Don't get me wrong. But ever since I was a kid, I can remember even before I was in kindergarten, sitting on the couch looking at the Sears and Roebuck catalog, and they had, I guess, their Christmas catalog. I'm not sure what it was. I remember it was a big catalog, and I'd always go to the hunting section or the gun section. Yeah, Sears used to sell guns out of catalogs. You believe that? And there would be, I think on one page there was like Daniel Boone or something. Another was the illustrations, background illustrations. Another one was I think some guy out west or something. That was a bolt action. But I've always loved. My dad had Marlin, or it wasn't Marlin. It was Glenfield. Same difference. 336, or only his was a 30A with a short tube barrel. Ever since I was a kid, that was a cowboy gun. That's the one John Wayne used to fight off the Apaches and the Comanches and stuff. As far as I was concerned, that was it. And I inherited that gun, took my first deer with that gun, and my daughter took her first deer with that gun last year. So I've always been a nostalgia freak. So this is not the gun. This is a Marlin 336, by the way. It is the one I use. I believe this is a 1984 model, and that would be the year that I graduated high school. I've had this one for a few years. Picked it up at a gun show. This is what I like. Now this tube is longer actually than one on my dad's gun. My dad's gun stops right about here. A lot of 336s, the magazine goes all the way to the end. So anyway, this is mine. What I killed mine last year with. I do like bolt actions. like older ones. Remington 78, Remington 788, probably the best bolt action rifle ever made. It was Remington's version of a less expensive alternative to the 700. The problem was for Remington, that 788 was highly more accurate than a lot of 700s, and 700s are super accurate. So people got a gun that didn't look as good as a 700, but shot as well or better than the 700s. And the sales of 788 started surpassing 700, so Remington discontinued. But that is my favorite bolt action. My favorite bolt action cartridge is a 7mm 08. I don't know why I like that gun. It just seems to kill them deader than they need to be. Never been a big Magnum fan. I've had a 300 Win Mag once. The year I came back from hunting moose in Canada, I killed a moose up there with my odd 6, 700 ADL. And I thought, next year if I go up there, I want a Magnum. Don't know why I thought that, because I killed that moose dead in his tracks with a neck shot at about 200 yards. I did what the guy at the lodge told me. He said, if you see a moose in water, you shoot you drop him in his tracks, and that way we can use the boat to pull him back. Okay? Did what the dude told me. I hunted that afternoon. That was like the 8th day I'd been hunting. Hadn't seen a stinking moose all week. So, I came back to the boat that evening, right before it got dark. And I'm looking across this mouth of this creek where I'm at. Man, I don't remember seeing them 2 little bushes over there, because they was real light tan, looked like plywood. I don't remember seeing them over there. Then those 2 bushes moved. I said, oh crap, it's a freaking bull moose. So I dropped my pack, got my odd 6 over there, and then that guy said, now you got a chance, you drop them in the water. Okay, so this dude was standing about his knees, up to his knees in water, and I dropped him with neck shot. So I go back to the lodge, get the lodge manager, the one that told him to drop him in the water. We get over. I've got a 9.9 on my outboard. He has a 15 horse, and we cannot hardly move this moose. It's all we can both do moving. He goes, well, I don't think we're going to make it back to the lodge. Just pull them over to the bank over there, and we're process them in the morning. So that's what we did. So anyway, I know, hunting. I love this time of year. Favorite time of year. I am primarily a bow hunter. Love hunting with bows. But I love hunting with old rifles too. I would love to try deer hunting with air guns. I think that'd be just like super cool. If they open the spear season, I'll be out there chunking spears at them. I love to hunt. Love to hunt black powder. I haven't put it up for the year yet. I passed up a couple nice bucks with this. This is a MDM buckwhacker. I don't know if y'all can see this on the camera or not. And there we go, buckwhacker. Basically, I always thought it was the H&R, but they were made in. Actually, I think these were actually made in Brazil and imported. I'm not sure. Brakes open. I had this gun. I bought this gun brand new off Cabela's about 2002 or 2003. And it's a 45 caliber. Takes 150, I think the max load is 150 grains. It is flat shooting. I love it. Okay, I can't see where I'm trying to put it down. I use 100 grains in it, but it will take 150 grains. I use the Hornady sabots. You like the French sabots. In my 30-30s, I like the Revolution, whatever, Hornadys. Best thing ever happened to guns with tubular magazines. That 160 grain bullet is basically a ballistic tip, and it just, the little buck I killed last weekend, shot him in the heart, and when I went to field rest him, just the heart just poured out. There wasn't hardly nothing left of it. So, man, that's good stuff. That's my first sip of the morning. So, guns on the homestead. Do you need guns? Yes. My main gun, the one I use for protection and for fending off critters, is a Marlin Model 60 22 automatic. And people go, oh, 22 is too small for self-defense. I would imagine that the 22, damn, winded back there, can't. It's probably killed more deer than any other gun, and it probably killed more humans than any other gun. If you listen to these people who, like trauma doctors and cops who see this stuff all the time, I've read many comments by cops and stuff that the last gun they want shot with is a 22, because it will tend to get inside of you and ricochet around. One cop said it was like a pinball machine once it gets inside of you. So, I don't know. Hope I never have to use it in that type of way. It's also my squirrel gun. It's my critter killing gun, and when critters need killed, except obviously deer hunting or something like that. So, what's your favorite guns? What guns do you like? Obviously, I'm not going to tell you every gun I have. Those are my 2 deer hunting guns that I have handy. Of course, I have the shotgun. Shotgun is a good gun. If you're, got kids, women, small frame shooters, big old guys like myself, I love a 20 gauge for hunting. I use for duck hunting, rabbit hunting, occasionally squirrel hunting, but usually I'm taking my 22. I love a rifle. Shotgun, I grew up with a rifle in my hand. Never did really learn how to wing shoot good until I was out on my own and started going to sporting clays, shooting and stuff like that. But I love a Remington 1100 20 gauge lightweight, or a lightweight pump. A 20 gauge will do just about everything you need on the homestead, including self-defense with the right ammo. Ain't nothing wrong with a 12 gauge, but for some kids and women and light frame people, even some big people, they're recoil sensitive. They don't shoot much. They don't like slap with that 12 gauge. I actually grew up with a Savage Stevens side-by-side 16 gauge double barrel. It kicked. There was no getting around it. Killed my first game animal, big swamp rabbit with it. So, there's no use really talking about handguns. Nobody needs to know what you got laying around or hidden or whatever. So, what do you got for your homestead? What do you like to hunt with? I always find it interesting to see what other people love to hunt with. I've had, oh man, I can't tell you the rifles I had. One of the most accurate rifles I had was a Ruger Varmint and a 6mm Remington. I killed critters a long ways off of that gun. Wish I'd never got rid of it. But, when you're early 20s, you don't like stuff like that. My time, you're like, this gun's great. Wonder what that other gun, new and improved will come by that's just as great. And you sell it. And 30 years later, you go, damn, Why did I sell that gun? Had a Remington Model 8. My dad did. I think that was what it was. Is old automatic ones. 30 caliber. Not a 30 carbine. 30s. I think they called it 30 centerfire. Basically, it was a 30-30. I think it was just shaped different from one. I understand it was headspace or something was different for that rifle. Never could get that thing to shoot. I don't know what was wrong with it. I don't even know what happened to it, actually. My dad had an old Ithaca 12 gauge automatic. Oh man, that thing was awesome. But it got where it got to where you pull the trigger and it shot 3 times. Or it shot over how many shells you had in it. It was fully auto. And I was in Dovefield one day when I guess the first time it happened to me, and Dove come by and I'm like, whoa, what happened? And my dad thought I was lying. And then one day my dad was using it rabbit hunting. And it, boom, he put it up. I think he finally got rid of it, but it scared him and he got rid of it. That gun was always problematic. My dad actually shot the window. I probably shouldn't tell us, but my dad shot the window out of a car one time with it. It was raining. We was rabbit hunting. It started raining, and he was taking the shells out of it, and he didn't want the shells to fall on the ground. So he stuck it inside the car, and he was like this. And when it went forward, for whatever reason, that firing pin, boom! He didn't have his hand on the trigger. Shot the door, on the passenger side door, and the window just shattered, you know. Oh, that was a cold ride home that day. So that gun was always kind of problematic. But I loved it. It was really lightweight. Man, it shot good when it shot. Sometimes it shot too good. So anyway, I don't know. I'm just kind of reminiscing here. Like I said, I like guns. I love hunting with like I said, the older type guns. I just think they're cool, you know. So if you're just starting out on a homestead, I mean, the 12 gauge is considered an all-around gun. But like I said, it packs a punch on both ends. And if you don't need that, there's no use. If you could find there's one of these new gun makers coming out. I cannot think of what their name is, but they make automatics or semi-automatics. Let me clarify that for some y'all purists. It's not automatic, it's semi-automatic. Okay, whatever. You know what the hell I'm talking about. I can't think of their name right, but they make inexpensive shotguns. Get one of those in a 20 gauge. If you're recoil sensitive, if you don't shoot much, if you're not a gun nut, okay, get one of those in a 20 gauge. For your self-defense, buckshot number 4 is fine. Slugs are fine. I would go with buckshot though. You don't have to be as precise. You just point it at them. For critters that are trying to eat your critters, you know, number 4 shot is good. Again, the buckshot's good. I've put down many a coyote with number 4, number 1 buck. That's one of the craziest things was when I lived, oh man, it was 20 years ago probably. I lived out in the middle of no place, out in the pasture, and there was a couple of trees around there. I had my chickens and my, back then I had a pack of beagles, and I had them out on runs. So one morning, the chickens are raising hell, the dogs are raising hell. I'm looking at what is going on, you know? Can a guy sleep in? And I walk out and the beagles are just going after it and the chickens are running. And this is on my front porch. There's coyotes 2 coyotes trying to catch my chickens. What the hell? I run in. Well, I came out with my gun. Well, you know. So I shot the first one. He goes. Another one takes off, and I've got the 16 gauge side by side with buckshot. And I don't know what size. It may be a number 4. The other one's running away. I shoot, and he just keeps running. I'm like, crap, I missed him. He gets out there about 90 yards, and he just tumbles. I was like, ha, didn't miss him. Just took a while for that buckshot to work. But that was crazy. They were right there. I mean, if I had a rock, I could have hit either one of them. That's how close they were, right there at my house. Running through the dogs, chickens in the yard. Just, oh, man. And that's not the first time when I lived there. That's not the first time I had to put down a coyote. So anyway, guns and homestead, they go hand in hand. This is, man, this thing's running 20 minutes now. So just I do the Front Porch Friday on the inside where it's warm. Got coffee, got my little buddy heater. I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Thank you for watching. I'm at 21 minutes. Okay, sorry guys. Thank y'all for watching. Got some cool videos coming out this week. I don't know when this thing will get out. The internet's been non-existent or spotty at best. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. Check out the blog, oneacrehomesteader.com. Like and subscribe. Share it with somebody else. And we'll catch you later.